Hello, travelers. Welcome to the Copper Fox Inn. Come on in and join us as we discuss Homebrew for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. My name is Thomas the Human Bard, and I am joined today by...
Mercy the Tiefling Wizard.
Onog the Half-Orc Barbarian.
And Bean the Rock Gnome Rogue. Guys, this storm outside's pretty big. I've been really nervous.
Well, I was wondering about that. Did any of you notice that we all woke up this morning on a boat, on a ship, instead of in the inn like we normally do, and there's like a storm roiling on the sea outside?
Yeah, I'm super nervous because it's an ocean storm.
Oh, does the ground normally not do
Yeah,
this?
I noticed just now when you said it, I guess.
Yeah, and it's like when I lean over the edge of the ship to try and like see further, I just like, look at this. There's glass. There's glass all around the ship.
Oh, you're right.
Why? What is the? And it's almost like the ship is like lacking in details. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's almost
we're the
like
only people here.
I've noticed that
I know.
it's very odd. Everything on it seems like these ropes are kind of weird texture.
Yeah, right. It's almost like they're tiny ropes made very big.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you deduced that, Thomas. You were so
Almost.
good at figuring that out.
I also noticed that we're all running out of oxygen because we're apparently in an enclosed
I mean, my
container.
constitution is modifier
But
is
we're
much bigger
tiny.
than yours. You all die first.
We're tiny little itty bitty now, so there's plenty of air in here for at least the length of this episode.
Oh.
But we'll try
cross
and
that bridge when
yeah,
we
we'll
get
try
there.
and figure out exactly what's going on with our surroundings later on.
Also, look at that big man walking in. He's outside the ship. He's looking at us.
Must be some sort of giant.
Yeah.
All right, listen, you guys. We've had to lock the doors, and you're gonna have to stay in here for the rest of the episode and deal with your drama and your feelings. And there's a time limit. And
Is this a bottle episode?
What percentage of viewers do you think
Follow.
followed any of that?
Follow media enough to understand
Well,
what bottle
I'm here and
episodes
I
are?
didn't
What
follow a
bottle
second
episodes
of it.
are, and also what sort of environment you have
So
implied.
Thomas is implying that we are stuck inside a ship in a bottle, I think is...
Yeah, we got Honey, I Shrunk the Kids into a ship in a bottle. Which is why it's a bottle episode, but also it's because we're locked in a room and we have to solve our interpersonal drama.
Right.
And because on this episode, we have all brought different magical bottles to discuss.
Yeah, luckily this small model ship is
Very.
full of bottles that
Strange
we can
bottles.
look at.
Well,
Yeah.
every good pirate ship has lots of bottles.
I mean, true.
below deck that we've just
Hey,
been
lay off my Sea of Thieves
hunting
loot.
through.
When searching through for any way out. Well, let's get into it then, and let's start talking about some of these bottles we found all over this mysterious ship we found ourselves on. I have found one that was posted on r/D&D Homebrew by user Agonmad, which is, the post is titled, "Do you want a potion or a familiar? Why not both?" This is the flumph pot, or the jelly pot.
The flumph pot? Ooh.
Yeah. It doesn't have much to do with flumps other than the general sort of vibe it gives off.
Other than flumps are sort of jellyfish things.
It's a bit flumptuous.
Yeah, flumps in D&D are floating psychic jellyfish who are like neutral to good and like generally helpful to you.
They kinda
chill
don't
in
really-
the Underdark and they just hang out.
They don't really do anything.
They just like chill. So the flumph pot / jelly pot is a wondrous item. It is rare. It says flumph pots are always found hovering around a corpse. Now that seems ominous, but
Yeah.
if you can't see the corpse, then it's almost definitely because it's been so long the corpse has disintegrated into dust. This is because a flumph pot is magically enchanted to always follow the last creature whose lips, or other drinking orifice, it touched. It can be filled with any potion as an action. So this is a floating, like, jellyfish-shaped creature who, the head of which is a potion bottle.
Okay,
And
so
it
it's not
has-
really a flump.
No.
Right.
But it floats around like a flumph does. It's kind of jellyfish themed, and it's helpful to you because if you put like a potion of healing in it, it will follow you around, and if you ever need one, you can drink from it. But that is why they said, you often end up finding them like deep in a dungeon where they lost the battle and the flumph pot was just left there on its own. So it has mastery and movement. After touching a creature's lips, that creature becomes its master. Same. It hovers just over its master's shoulder. It has a flying speed of 30 feet and a swimming speed of 60 feet. If it is within 5 feet of its master when its master teleports, it teleports with them, even teleporting between planes. A flumph pot that is restrained for whatever reason will fly towards its master via the most direct route when released. Send aid. As a bonus action, you can send the flumph pot to help a creature you can see. The flumph pot shares your initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after yours. It moves up to its speed toward the designated target. If it ends in the target's space and the target is willing or unconscious, it administers the potion to the target. And then the final ability, Filling Flumph Pot. A flumph pot magically refills with the same potion each day at dawn. When you find a flumph pot, roll a d20 and consult the table to determine the potion inside. And then there's a d20 table.
Oh, dang.
If you would like to power down the flumph pot slightly, it says you can remove that feature.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So that it doesn't refill every day. You can just put a potion in it. But this version, the rare version, it every single day fills up with a potion that you can roll on this d20 table.
It's kind of like because it's alive, that's its like body, I guess. Like, like it's like
That's
growing.
It like regenerates
it's like growing
itself
hair.
Yeah.
Like, and so it's like a living potion that refills itself. But because it doesn't just refill itself, like the reason it refills itself is because it's alive. And then because it's alive, you have to deal with what that means.
If you roll a 1 to 5, it's a potion of healing, which is generally going to be, useful and good to have around. If you roll a natural 20, it's going to be a potion of greater healing, which is awesome. But then all the other potions are pretty wild, and it would be fun to have one of these around that just refills every day and hangs out with you, like a potion of lightning resistance, or a potion of water breathing.
I mean, a potion of hill
animal
giant
friendship.
strength. Goodness.
Hill giant strength. I like, though, the oil of slipperiness, because...
Yes. Isn't that all oil?
Well, kind of. I like the idea that you can be like, flumph pot, and it's like, oh, and you're like, go pour your oil all over the floor over there, and it just slowly creeps its way over, like, pours itself out onto the floor and then floats back, and then the guards walk by and whoop, slip on the oil.
That's very good.
So yeah, that's the flumph pot. I like it because it's like, it's a bottle, so it technically, fits the episode, but it's also this little friend that you get to bring with you and you get to build a relationship with, and it just is like with your party all the time. You can put health potions in it and send it over to your friend without sacrificing your turn to do so. Like, it's useful and it's fun and flavorful.
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah.
What potion do you think is in it right now? You should drink it.
What?
You should just drink it and see. Just see what happens. Odds are it'll be fine.
Do we have a means of deciding what happens? All right.
Drink it. Drink.
I'll do anything if you say my name 3 times.
Thomas.
All right.
All right, let's see. That is a natural 20!
I feel great.
It really was, you guys.
Oh, that's
It really
cool.
was a
That's
natural 20.
fantastic.
Potion of greater healing.
Well,
I'm shredded.
You feel great,
now.
huh?
Yeah, I feel awesome.
I've always wondered, do you guys think potions of healing taste delicious because they're
It tastes like Sprite cranberry.
Or do they taste nasty as all get out?
Because either it's magic and it's what you need to heal, so it's delicious, or it's medicine. And
So it sucks.
So it sucks.
It either tastes like horrible cherry cough syrup or Sprite cranberry. Those
Hey, you take that back. Cherry cough syrup is great.
What?
Gross.
No. What?
It's
Disgusting.
Cherry is my
Nope.
favorite
Nope.
artificial flavor.
Yes, but you can get it in a non-cough syrup form.
Well,
there
the
are
cough
other
There's
syrup
no
ways.
also
defense.
makes me feel nice and safe and warm.
Let's just get you like a cherry.
I'm not just
liqueur.
chugging cough syrup. I'm saying
There is no defense, Onog. We're going to move on. Who else brought a bottle?
I got a bottle.
Okay. Mercy, what bottle did you bring?
All right, so I found this one on r/D&D Homebrew by user Els Ravidras. Ravidras?
Els Ravidras.
Ravidras.
I don't know.
I don't know how to pronounce that. But this looks like normal booze. But I opened it and it's not. Turns out this is ooze in the booze. There was ooze in the booze.
There's ooze in that booze?
Yeah, this is a small ooze.
Boys, there's ooze in them there booze.
So this is a creature, a small ooze, armor class 11, 22 hit points, 15-foot speed, and a 15-foot climb speed.
Watch out.
It's coming for you.
Got 'em up the walls.
got a lot of constitution and -5 intelligence, just to give you kind of the spectrum we're working with here.
1 intelligence.
+5 to stealth. So
It's a very sneaky booze.
it's coming for you. It is resistant to acid, cold, and fire damage. It is immune to blinded, charmed, deafened, exhaustion, frightened, prone, unconscious, and it has blind sight out to 60 feet and a passive perception of 8. It cannot speak. It is a challenge rating 1.
Nice.
Alcoholic structure. Since it lives in a bottle of booze, ooze is rich in alcohol. When fire damage is dealt to the ooze, the surface of the ooze catches on fire until it is extinguished. It is a ooze flambe. When the ooze makes an attack, if it is on fire, it deals extra 4 or 1d6+1 fire damage.
No!
Oh, so fire
doesn't
makes
hurt
it
it.
More
stronger.
damage to you.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's resistant to fire damage.
Oof.
Amorphous. The ooze can move through a space as narrow as 1 inch wide without squeezing. I think that's true of ooze in general. That's at
Yeah.
least similar, if it's not the exact
Yeah,
wording.
that should. That's the same ability.
But that makes sense.
Bottle, sweet bottle. The ooze is bottled in an enchanted booze bottle, same, until the cork is opened. If the ooze is in its bottle, it heals 5 or 1d6+2 hit points at the beginning of each of its turns. The ooze always has a connection with its bottle with a thin oil line. The line can be seen with a successful DC 15 wisdom perception check. So there's like a thin trail of slime, like
To the
linking
bottle.
it so you can track it down.
That's like in
And you
Monsters
can maybe
Inc.
cut it off.
There's the janitor monster who's like cleaning a trail of slime, and then when he
That
slides
he's
away,
leaving.
there's
He
Yeah.
leaves a trail of slime.
Yep.
Bottled nature. When the ooze reaches 0 hit points, it immediately goes back into the bottle and starts healing itself. To permanently kill the ooze, its bottle has to be broken. It has an AC of 5 and 2 hit points. The bottle does not break from the impact of falling or being thrown.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so you can't just like drop it and it shatters. That is useful, I feel like, just as a design note. Like that's helpful for a DM to know. Like you can't just like drop it. You have to like attack it.
Well, I'm
Yeah, yeah.
imagining the barbarian now just throwing the bottle with all of their might in like a 10 by 10 prison, dungeon room, and it just immediately starts bouncing off of all the walls and conserving the energy instead of shattering.
Hits the barbarian back in the face. Yeah.
Corrode metal. Any non-magical weapon made of metal that hits the ooze corrodes.
No!
Yeah,
My
after-
non-magical weapons!
After dealing damage, the weapon takes a permanent and cumulative -1 penalty to damage rolls. So I like that it's permanent. You don't get a ton of permanent consequences, I feel like, a lot of the time in D&D.
Yeah,
that's fun.
it's this and Rust monsters that
Yeah.
do the same
Similar,
thing.
yeah.
If its penalty drops to -5, the weapon is destroyed. Or -5, I guess. Non-magical ammunition made of metal that hits the ooze is destroyed after dealing damage. Fair enough. The ooze can eat through 2-inch thick non-magical metal. So it'll just like... It's like in Star Wars, where it's like you see the lightsaber like slowly melting
Yeah.
through the metal blast
I mean,
doors.
it's alcoholic.
It's coming for
ooze,
ya.
You know.
Yeah, watch
It's
out.
like the ultimate Jello shot.
That's
No.
exactly what it is. Yeah,
I-
that's what it is.
Well, I mean, we do have to drink the contents of all of these.
Oh,
I mean, we
no.
established
Was that?
wish me
I
luck.
did not know that
Did we
was. I would
establish
have
that?
brought a different bottle.
I would have still brought my same bottle.
Oh, well, that's good.
Oh no, this
False
is just a bottle
appearance.
of peach preserves.
No, don't drink it.
Oh. False appearance. While the ooze remains in its bottle, it is indistinguishable from a bottle of booze. I like that this is basically a mimic.
Yeah,
like, it's
it
a new
hides.
kind of mimic, which is
It
fun.
hides in your wine cellar. waiting.
And I
Because you can make mimics look like everything, but I like that it's different.
In D&D, botulism gets weird.
I do like the term though. It is indistinguishable from a bottle of booze. So, like you could gather hints from your dungeon master if you're like, oh, what's on the shelves, and then it's like, oh, it looks like a bottle of booze. Ooh, what kind of booze?
Booze.
It's booze.
booze.
And you're like, wait a minute.
I just like that if you have this ooze in the booze as like you have it before your meal, it would be a moose booze to ooze in a booze.
Moose,
a moo-
booze, ooze.
A moose booze ooze in a booze.
No,
That's pretty
that's
good.
not a thing. We're not making that a thing.
You can't.
I don't know. I kind of
Booze.
like that one. I kind of like that one. Well, oh no, that should be the next one. This creator should make another one that's like an amuse-bouche. So it looks like an hors d'oeuvre.
Yes.
But it's,
Would you like to choose this amuse-bouche in the booze?
You can have it here or there. I would not eat it anywhere.
So it's got an action and a reaction. So actions, pseudopod, melee weapon attack, +3 to hit, reaches 5 feet, 1 target. A hit deals 4 or 1d6 plus 1 bludgeoning damage +7 or 2d6 acid damage. And if the target is wearing non-magical metal armor, its armor is partly corroded and takes a permanent and cumulative -1 penalty to the AC it offers.
No, my non-magical armor.
The armor is destroyed if the penalty reduces its AC to 10.
Man, that's rough.
That's pretty intense.
Rest monsters ain't no joke.
I do like that. That's fun.
Yeah.
Reactions. Booze on the face! Oh no! When the bottle is opened, the ooze immediately jumps onto the closest target's face. The target must make a DC 12 dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, a target takes 7 or 2d6 acid damage. On a successful save, the creature takes half damage. Yo, that's intense.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
some
like
like
it would
alien.
it just launches itself at your
Yeah.
face.
I feel like it would be fun if they were also like poisoned or inebriated somehow because of how alcoholic.
How alcoholic it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I do like that. That is fun.
That would be good. But that is some spooky jump scares. You put that in one of your Ravenloft horror house or something, and it's like, man, you open up the wrong booze bottle, gotcha.
They
Right in the
finally
face.
think that they're in a room of respite, and they're like, well, at least, okay, we'll relax in here. And they like take one of the bottles off the shelves and they open it, and just a acidic goo shoots onto their face.
The
Well,
other fun thing is this could be used as an offensive weapon too if you manage to subdue the ooze.
Open it in someone's
You can
face.
open it in someone else's face.
Maybe
Let them deal with
you
it.
could subdue the ooze by like, saying sweet nothings to it and trying to lure it. So you could like seduce the ooze and the booze.
This is like just like a prank bottle. Like you hand it to someone, like, oh yeah, here you can have a beer,
It's like a snake in a.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
say you've heard of
No,
snakes in
wait.
the peanut brittle.
Before you kill me,
and then it kills them.
can I just have one last drink? Haha, no, I'm going to drink your last drink.
No.
Got him.
That's very good.
That's good. All right, time to drink it. Mercy.
Mercy.
All right, I
Mercy.
appreciate all this info being on the nutrition label here on the back. But
They do have to print that now. They pass those laws.
yeah, tradition is tradition.
How much
Let me
percent
just pop
ooze
this open.
is this? Wow, she really likes it. Listen to those yummy sounds.
The yummy sound.
That's a line from.
No, I know, yeah.
Holy,
Young
she
crickets.
ate. She just ate.
Wow. You ate that whole thing. You are gonna have a bad day tomorrow.
Or in 6 minutes, one of the two things.
And now you're supposed to lick a bunch of salt, right? Now that you've
Oh
eaten
yeah.
the ooze.
Take some salt real quick. I'm sure you'll be fine, and there will be no. I'm sure you'll be fine, and there'll be no long-lasting ramifications for your actions.
Wizards' stomachs count as magical armor, right? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Well, you're a tiefling, so you got resistance to ooze.
How many stomachs do tieflings have?
Well,
Good
they
question.
have goat features, so I would think at least 2.
Oh, at least.
How about we look at what's in some of these other bottles? Bean, what bottle did you bring?
Oh
today?
yeah, I brought a bottle. So I found this bottle on D&D Beyond from user your friend Evan. Oh no, your friend Devin. I literally thought he had spelled friend with 2 D's, and I just didn't question it. Your friend Devin.
Okay.
And it's called the Bottle of Everbubbles. It is a tin bottle of clear liquid with a screw-top lid and bubble-blowing stem. Upon opening, the liquid tends to float upward at the speed of molasses. An upside-down label reads, which is fun, meaning that it's implied you're supposed to open this bottle upside down.
Okay.
The label reads, Everbubbles, made with equal parts joy and depravity. Regular bubbles are useless because they pop, so we made some that don't. Recommended, keep container upside down while open, not for consumption.
Oh no.
Quantity,
That's gonna be tough when you have to drink it.
yep, approximate quantity, 500 bubbles. Average bubble diameter, 5 inches. Please keep out of reach of children, not a toy. This concoction creates indestructible bubbles that never pop. When created, these bubbles solidify immediately into clear, elastic spheres that are lighter than air and can stretch up to 25% of their original surface area. Ever bubbles can be destroyed with any sharp metal object coated in ever bubble liquid, transmuting them into a mist of combustible kerosene.
Oh.
Formulated by Professor Dr. Smith, contract artificer and alchemist.
I actually remember as a kid, my neighbor got some
of
blowing
these?
bubbles. Yeah, some of these. No, they did. Basically, they got a thing of bubbles that
extra hardy
wouldn't
Wait
pop.
a minute, that don't pop.
And it was kind of upsetting. Like, it was
Yeah.
cool, but then it started to feel like a perversion of nature.
Well, I remember
It started to
Abominate.
feel like we had meddled with things humanity was never meant
Well,
to.
because what
Yeah, you
happened
had-
is they kind of sort of just became thick bubbles, and they would land on things and stay that way, but then sort of
Yeah.
deflate, but it would just be like sort of sad, saggy plastic
And-
spheres
Yeah,
everywhere.
and then eventually it would just be sort of this sticky, gross patch.
Yeah. Well, that's not what these
That was a
are.
prototype. These ones they've really
No,
perfected.
this is a
They
bottle
perfected
of depravity. So, of course, equal parts joy and depravity is not only a description that many of my previous lovers have used to describe me, but also the ingredients of this bottle. I love the subtle thing of just the liquid slowly floats up, so it's recommended that you keep the container upside down. That's just
Yeah.
really fun, and I really
Well, if you open it, they're all coming out.
Well, not-
you can't
Well,
stop.
so
Not
is this
quickly.
a bubble liquid, or is it just a bottle of already formed bubbles?
It's a bubble liquid because there's a wand, so you have to take it out and blow the bubbles, like how we know bubble
Ah.
liquids. And it flows out slowly. So I imagine if you held it with the opening up and it started to come out, you could go and flip it over.
Yeah.
Like how if you were dumping out molasses, you would be able to probably
You'd be able to
catch
catch
it.
it, yeah.
I love this. It's really simple. I love how specific the label is, and to be honest, because it's on D&D Beyond, there's a big chance that somebody made this for a specific campaign that they were doing.
Yeah.
And so if this is a reference to something that I don't know,
Probably for Devon's campaign. I'd
probably
imagine.
Devin. I really
or
love
Evans.
My personal friend Devon.
Yes, of course. Well, I have a friend named Evan, and
Friend yeah.
I do
I
like
like how
it's
they
made
formulated
by
this like a label.
Professor Dr. Smith. That's
in
that's always-
canon of the world, probably.
I'm just wondering what tactical advantage can we wring out?
I have an
I
idea.
get that it's I get that there's always fun in bubbles. Don't get me wrong. I can see the pure
Well,
joy
you
of
could
that with
fill
the
a
heart of
room
a child.
with them, and then people would
Yeah,
have
but,
struggle to get through it because there's
Can we
500
make
of
it
these.
useful? Yeah, true.
Because they don't
true.
pop, meaning that they would take up room. So if you filled a room with them, people would I would imagine that it would almost be considered difficult terrain.
Well, you could also get one of those industrial-sized bubble wands that you could fit over a whole person and ruin the last 6 minutes of someone's
You
life.
you dump it into
It's
a
a force
bucket and you
cage.
do one
Oh,
of
that's
the
pretty good.
ropes on the 2 sticks.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and just
wait, but they can't pop. So what if you just blow one slightly too big and you just put it down their throat? And now they can't.
I mean, you can also just put any solid object down someone's throat and kill them.
No, what you do is you create an area filled with these, and then someone goes, "What whimsy, what fun!" and they wander into there, and then you're hiding in the trees. You shoot it with an arrow tipped with the liquid,
And then they all explode in
into
kerosene.
combustible
Yeah.
kerosene.
I mean,
then you got a volley
that
of
is
flame
the thing,
arrows
because
ready
of
to
course,
go.
obviously, everyone thinks it's bubbles, and then you pop them all, and then there's a mist of kerosene, and you light the kerosene on fire. A
Yeah.
flaming
Yeah.
arrow.
I do like the horrifying implication of the flavor of whatever chemical reaction these things are causing is that when they become inert, they degrade into kerosene. That is amazing.
I do, but one
Highly volatile substance.
one of the things that's fun about this is it's kind of what's the alchemist glue? What's the glue that doesn't?
sovereign.
The sovereign glue. Yeah, it's very similar to that kind of.
But it's like a light sovereign glue because the thing is it's you cannot pop these. So if you just started blowing these without thinking about it, then you would have to deal with them. And maybe there's not a tactical advantage, but perhaps you as a DM, it's kind of giving your players a fun, unsolvable puzzle to do because it's maybe they find these in the labels mostly torn off so they don't get to read the whole thing and they can't find out how to pop them, and now they have to deal with the fact that they blew a bunch of these bubbles and haha, it's fun, but now you're like stuck in the room with them, and they expand and it doesn't say it here. I would love to add the idea that like maybe these bubbles slowly expand over time.
They do stretch out. They mention specifically they stretch.
Slowly.
Yeah, and so that like if you were in a room and you blew some of them, but like very slowly, all of a sudden you're like, why is it so cramped in here? And it's like because the bubbles have been
just getting
expanding.
bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and so like that would be kind of a fun like little puzzle to do.
All right, Bean. Drink it.
Bean.
Bean. Okay.
Drink it.
Sure.
Drink it. Oh, it's like
don't breathe,
chugging
don't cough.
maple syrup.
Oh man, when I coughed, a bunch of
Oh
bubbles
no,
came
there's
out.
bubbles coming.
Oh no, you're gonna be burping up bubbles for a week.
Yeah, I also the liquid floats, and so as my esophagus is trying to push it down.
Oh yeah, I guess you
That
can't
sounds-
really drink it.
There's a battle.
Terrible.
There's a battle
this
happening.
Sounds awful. Well, have fun with that.
This is the body horror episode.
this is the,
They're all the
where you
body
regret
horror
listening.
episode.
My stomach is just like taut.
Oh.
Onog, I see that you've been keeping that little bottle behind your back this whole time.
Well,
I
especially
think it's time for you to share with the class.
Especially because Beans turns into kerosene. I was getting a little nervous, but don't worry, guys. I've got the bottle that will get us out of this situation because I have this vintage juice that makes you explode.
I'm sorry, what?
Juice that makes you explode.
Is this like that one comic where it's like salt that doesn't taste, or like powder that doesn't taste like powder but makes you say it tastes like powder?
Yeah, a little bit. So this is actually a meme from from quite a few years ago. It originates as a joke on the Get a Life show from the early 90s.
This is a deep cut.
This is a deep cut because I
Only
found
90s
this and I
kids will
began digging.
understand.
And so as a result, it came from Tumblr, and it's kind of hard to pinpoint when things happen on Tumblr because none of them are date stamped.
How dare you bring Tumblr into this
bottle?
bottle?
The only thing I could find on the origins of this, as a meme, is from the Tumblr account The Pun Forgiven, and it is the juice that makes you explode. Potion, very rare. Upon consumption, whoever drinks the juice that makes you explode will automatically cast Fireball at 9th level centered on themselves.
Love it.
Oh no!
And it is
That's good.
the juice that makes you explode.
But I do like that.
I want to become a chef assassin in D&D with all of these potions.
Hey, welcome to my new restaurant. It's Guy Fieri's drive-through Dungeons, Dragons, and Dives. Put just one drop of the juice that makes you explode on your nachos. Oh, adds the zing you're looking for.
Welcome to diners, drive-bys, and dive bombs.
Oh gosh.
It's very important that you follow the dosage labels.
But yeah, so all I have to do is chug this amber brown liquid and stand conspicuously close to the edge of the bottle, and I think we should get out of here in no time.
Great.
Oh,
Well,
we've solved our problem.
I mean, if
Awesome.
you were
We'll find a way
of-
to bring you back, probably.
Of course, the inevitable thing that happens is that a barbarian who is raging and like has some other resistance put on them, like resistance to fire or
Or a
whatever.
totem barbarian like me.
Well, a totem barbarian, but especially if you somehow had resistance to fire, like either cast on you because you were wearing something.
Tieflings would love this.
If you
This
drink
would be-
this, then you know that's the inevitable.
Like,
Yeah. This would be
statistically
sweet
speaking,
with
if you
a,
have the juice that explodes, it is more likely to kill you than anyone else.
But this would be a sweet combo, Onog, with like is it a zealot barbarian who while raging can't die?
Yeah, that would be very
Actually,
cool.
very
Just
good.
keep drinking these while raging.
Boom, boom,
Or-
boom.
Or you're sitting across a table from a man in a black mask, and he puts 2 goblets out, and he's like, both of these have wine in them, and in one of them I've put the juice that makes you explode.
I've spent years of my life becoming immune.
it better be a really long table, though.
That's it. That's what I was saying. It's like, haha.
It doesn't matter.
You don't realize they both had the and then they both just explode. Doesn't matter.
I would
at that
I would
point.
also like to remind people that Fireball cast at 9th level is 14d6, I believe.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people getting out of that unscathed.
Yeah.
Especially the earlier you get this magical item.
Well, luckily for us, we're all level, 50 at this point, so you'll be fine. Onog, head over there on the other side of the boat. We'll stand over here.
Yeah, we hate to rush the end of this, travelers, but the bean does keep burping up bubbles that are slowly starting to fill up this bottle.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
it is
because we
using
are
all of the
tiny
air.
and the bubbles are 5 inches wide, so they're
Yeah,
like
so
taking
they're
up a huge
huge.
amount of the bottle.
And also because
Yeah.
Bean is burping them up, they smell really bad.
Yeah. All right, Onog. Onog.
Onog.
Onog.
Onog.
Onog.
Oh, no!
Onog, did you make it?
Hey, you alive, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good. It's got a nice
Oh, he's fine.
aftertaste,
All
though.
right.
You guys should try it.
I'm good.
like cinnamon?
I've had some red hots earlier. I think it's gonna be about
Yeah.
the same thing.
You know, it's kind of a shame that Thomas already drank that potion of greater healing.
Yeah, could have used that.
I
now.
would also
Hopefully
just
wait
like
till
to
dawn and
add real quick that there was a GIF version of the juice that makes you explode that was apparently created by Boba Cupcake. Just add that there at the end.
Perfect. Yes, yeah. We'll throw that up on screen. Thank you, Bubba.
Oh gosh, there's so many bubbles.
Oh, Bean, you need to cook you. We need to cure you in that. Well, we need to find a way to make ourselves large, but I mean, other than that, we're free from the boat. It's in ruins around us. There's bits of
Yeah.
glass everywhere, but we are still tiny. So
3 of the 4 of us are probably dying, so we're gonna go take care of that.
I feel great. I'm glad that we had this episode to really work through all of our interpersonal problems
Yeah,
and
yeah.
solve this in a limited time,
Get some
small
of our-
environment.
Some of our backstories out there.
I'm glad that all happened on this episode.
like, we
if
all
you missed
trust
it,
each
just
other.
go back, listen again. It's in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
If you enjoyed this episode, like the video and subscribe to the channel for future Dungeons & Dragons homebrew discussion content. If you have homebrew you'd like us to talk about on the channel, while we also make burping noises and have Onog explode, you can send that to us at our email, thecopperfoxinn@gmail.com, or on social media at thecopperfoxinn, or you can always comment it below the video.
And as always, the links to the original posts are all in the description, and you should go show those some love too.
Yep. Thank you so much for listening, and until next time, keep on adventuring.
Bye!
Stay safe.